It's a Conspiracy is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network. For other fun programming, please check out Alberta Podcast Network, where you can find shows like Girl Tries Life.
It's a conspiracy!
That's right. Okay, here we go. Season 3, Episode 1, To Be or Not to Be. Welcome back, everyone, to It's a Conspiracy. This is the podcast where we lay out the beliefs behind selected conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more. I'm your host, Andrew, and I do not claim to be an expert on anything we're going to discuss today, and will probably be wrong about everything, as usual, because it's our third season, and we're just wrong about things all the time. That's our lot in our weary lives, in our weary hearts. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we've ever been right about anything, so yeah.
I was right.
But everything's right in this one. So, if you'd like to see where we dug up whatever flavorful gumdrops we're going to discuss today, then please check out the resources in the episode description, and you'll be very glad that you did so. I got to point this out. My mom made like a banana bread loaf earlier today. Yep. She's staying with us for a couple days, and I bit into it, and I was like, this is really good. And there was an odd texture, and she's like, I was going to put craisins in there, but I couldn't find the craisins, so I got a pack of gummies for my kids and just baked the gummies, like little fruit gummies, in with the banana bread. And I'm like, that's an odd. So anyways, flavorful gumdrops. Yeah.
It's like the opposite of putting gummy bears in your ice cream.
Yeah, a little surprise. But how often do you have a gummy bear in your banana bread?
You know what you should tell your mom? She should use Gushers.
Gross. By the foot.
You can check us out online at our website. It's a conspiracy podcast. Oh, right. And lastly, we're a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network. Woo! Yay. You can check us out online at our website. It's conspiracypodcast.com. Our Twitter at Is It a Conspiracy? That's run by the Irish Madman. Our Facebook group, the Instagram, It's a Conspiracy Podcast. That's run by Gorgeous Greg. Our email and our Patreon page, patreon.com/It's a Conspiracy. We're getting better at that. Joining the online distance communication time today is Charming Charlie and Gorgeous Greg. These cuddly kittens will interject as they see fit, and I do appreciate their digital distance company. And here we go for another jolly bumbler down the road.
Hey, we're doing it.
Charlie, with a yes or no, can you tell me if you've heard of either of these three theories?
I will try.
And there are three theories, so once again, we're going to use our famous word, try either of these theories. Number one, who is Satoshi Nakamoto?
No.
Okay. Number two, does the KKK own Snapple?
Yes.
Okay. Number three, something Charlie's going to present.
Yes, I've definitely heard of that.
Okay. Are you going to do a Monster of the Week for us?
Oh, I got a Monster of a Week, and it's an old guy going way back.
I'm so excited. Now, and number four, we are going to have a debut of our Season 3 edition for What Are We Testing? With Smiling and Friends and Joy in our heart.
Andrew, I have a question for you.
Sure, what's up?
Do you just assume that I know every single conspiracy that we're talking about, that you just keep on asking Charlie?
Yeah.
We've
past
addressed
three
this
seasons.
before.
I'm starting to feel a little bit left out. Just saying.
Because you usually have heard of these things. And Charlie's like, I'm not sure if I have or not.
Well, the funny thing is,
he's high all the time.
We start talking about
Whoa, that's quite the accusation there, man.
Well,
sorry, that's
not totally wrong. He's not totally wrong. Not today.
Well, like,
what it is that, Greg, I know you've heard a lot of these things before, and Charlie hasn't, so that was why.
I'm just saying, don't forget about a brother every once in a while.
That's true.
You don't want to feel left out.
The thing is, whenever we go to talk about a subject, you're like, Andrew's like, we're going to talk about the Rainbow Bridge. And then Greg's like, oh, is this where the Rainbow Bridge in Mario Kart, where we go on the thing and you jump on the thing? And he's like, you ruined it again.
And then he wonders why I'm like...
And that's why he doesn't ask you.
Is this the one when Anakin becomes Darth Vader and kills everybody?
But this is your chance to be like, does Greg know something about it? Let's ask him. If he says something stupid, I'll just smack him in the face virtually.
I just assume, Charlie.
You assume that I don't know anything? Hold on now.
Wait a second. This
is not a good way to start a season.
No.
Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so the friendly subject number one, who is Satoshi Nakamoto?
Who?
Okay, now I'm going to stick some quotes in here from Siri. So, hey Siri, what is Bitcoin?
Bitcoin Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency invented in 2008 by an unknown person or group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto and started in 2009 when its implementation...
Okay, wait. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Siri, just settle down there, Siri.
Now who's stealing?
Okay. Yeah, holy.
Stole your thunder, huh?
Okay. Hey, Siri, what is cryptocurrency?
A cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange where an individual coin ownership records are stored in a ledger existing in a form of
Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks so much, Siri.
Blah, blah, blah.
In English, right? Okay. Now, Bitcoin, I don't really understand it, but it's a type of money that people can use to buy stuff, and it dates back to 2008. Are either of you Bitcoin millionaires by chance?
No, I wish.
I pretend to be.
Nice. Okay. It's becoming popular to the point, this is a true story, a little over a year ago, older member in my family was like, have you ever heard of Bitcoin? And I was like, I'm sort of familiar with the idea. And she had a friend who had bought some and sold it and made a profit and wasn't in jail yet. So I was like, wow, that's actually a thing.
Why would you be in jail for it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be in jail for it. I don't think
I don't think you go to jail for it. No, but I was like a nice older lady was like buying and selling Bitcoins online. Was she
hanging
it's
out
gotten to that point.
On the deep web or dark web?
Oh, we're getting, because there's some, yeah. Okay, so
No wonder he doesn't ask me.
Satoshi Nakamoto is credited as the creator of the concept of Bitcoin, and it turns out that nobody knows who this person actually is. Millions have been spent and made, actually billions, and where there is money, there is usually mystery. In 2008, the author did speak out a few times, and once, when asked why he invented Bitcoin, he replied, "The root problem with conventional currency is all the trust that's required to make it work. The central bank must be trusted not to debase the currency, but the history of fiat currencies is full of breaches of that trust. Banks must be trusted to hold our money and transfer it electronically, but they lend it out in waves of credit bubbles with barely a fraction in reserve." Nakamoto has been entirely silent since a goodbye message in 2011 saying, "I've moved on to other things. It's in good hands with Gavin and everyone." And Gavin refers to a man named Gavin Andresen. So we'll talk about Gavin in a sec here.
Gavi.
Yeah, good old Gavin. Just helpful Gavin.
Oh, what a
Gavin, you
gem.
got the comm.
What a gem.
As of August 11th, 2020, the Bitcoin blockchain has a market value of approximately $219 billion.
Damn.
This means that the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto came out of nowhere in 2009, brought the world a new currency that is exclusively digital, does not work for any government or bank, and then he vanished without a trace in 2011. John McAfee, have you guys ever used a McAfee like internet protection thing?
He helps fix my computer.
So John McAfee of cybersecurity pioneer lockdown fame, and he might be a little, he might have a couple of screws.
You saying he's crazy?
Dangling around.
You saying like a few fries short of a Happy Meal? Or?
he's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. We'll call it that, yeah. So he explained that he knows the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, assumed to be a pseudonym, but like any pioneer, pseudonym, but like any pioneer, he refuses to let the truth out. It's also important to point out that, and this is true, McAfee was quoted as saying, "If Bitcoin wasn't worth 1 million by the end of 2020, I will eat my dick." So he said that. And we'll talk about that.
He's got a mouthful right now.
We'll talk about that promise in a second here, but he did say that. It was a team of 11 people that came up eventually with Bitcoin. How they decided who would write the paper, I don't know. But anybody who wants to know who it is, I mean, you know who the options are. You got Craig Wright, possibly. McAfee threw this name out without providing any proof. "I'm not going to name everybody else because you'll figure out who it is. But it's somebody who wrote the white paper.
And I'll see them at WrestleMania, brother."
Yeah. And then he comes in with a chair.
Step into a Slim Jim.
McAfee sound like a wrestler.
The only evidence McAfee did share was that the author used British English spelling in his messages. Like he wasn't like, "Oh, toodle pip, I'm off to the pub." Like he was using use and word like color. So he which he has yet to acknowledge isn't exclusive to Britain. it has been pointed out, like, people in Canada and Australia also use that type of spelling. And there were consistently 2 spaces after each period. So he's like, I know who it is, and I'll tell you some proof right now. They use British English spelling, and there's 2 spaces after every period. Now
So
that
they were
one person
taught how to use a typewriter back in 1950.
Well, that's just it. It's a little flimsy, but McAfee is insistent and defended himself by saying, if you buy all of these people wrote the papers, only one comes out with 99.9% probability that it's him. So McAfee claims with 99% certainty that he knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. He simultaneously will not reveal his identity. He has claimed that revealing this would end up destroying an innocent man's life forever and probably cause his untimely death. So that sounds a bit extreme, but the fact is that banks and governments around the world are still trying to get a hold on the whole Bitcoin cryptocurrency thing. Also, the loose reins around the currency make it easy for both legal and illegal transactions to happen. And this guy is worth like hundreds of the billions of the dollars. So it's just kind of, if he's disappeared and he happens to have hundreds of billions of the dollars, then I think someone that wealthy can disappear. At the outbreak of the coronavirus, McAfee claims to have gotten in touch with Nakamoto. I have spoken to him on the phone. I was going to divulge who he was, and was convinced by the anonymous man not to share his secret. Coincidentally, at the same time, McAfee went on a rant, labeled the COVID-19 pandemic a government conspiracy, waved around an AK-47 in an internet video that he did, and he recently reneged on his promise to eat his own dick on national television after he decided to put his support behind a cryptocurrency called Monero. So, have you guys heard of Monero before?
Ooh, Monero.
No,
sir. Some theories on who Satoshi Nakamoto really is. Number one, in 2014, the U.S. magazine Newsweek claimed a Japanese-American man living in California named Dorian Prentice Satoshi Nakamoto, which is a great name. Dorian Prentice Satoshi Nakamoto was the Bitcoin inventor. And he's like, I got the same name, but that's not me. And then this is just nothing but great names. So number two, Hal Finney, who just died recently. He was questioned by Forbes, and he was the very first person to receive a Bitcoin transaction. So it's like he's testing it by sending himself one, and Hal Finney's like, it's not a me. I don't know who it is. Number three, BitGold creator Nick Szabo and Bitcoin developer Gavin Andresen. So there's that damn Gavin again. So Gavin Andresen is now the sort of head honcho at Bitcoin. He's the main developer with this Nick Szabo guy. And Gavin and Nick are both like, it's not us. It's not me. It wasn't me. He's all shaggy. Okay, now the next one here. I think this is number 4, but I wrote number 5. Paul LaRue. So LaRue sounds like kind of this nasty little internet kind of criminal. So he does stuff like encrypted software creation, drug smuggling, pharmaceuticals, gun running, nation building, and doing something with the megalomaniacal ambition of Bitcoin would be right up his proverbial alley.
I'm sorry, you said nation building.
Nation building, that's right. So he does something called nation building.
Like, is he investing in wars and stuff? Like, this is.
I guess that's what they call nation building. Yeah, a warist.
We need to look into this further. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll come back to it, man.
Say that to the end.
That's right. So Bram Cohen, another cryptocurrency pioneer, who has the same birthday as the one mentioned by Satoshi Nakamoto in his original messages. And he's like, I got the same birthday. That's not a crime. Don't lock me up for having the same birthday. Other people who are suspected of this are the hateful white supremacist scumbag James Bowery, someone named Neil King, a guy named Vladimir Oxman. That's incredible.
Vladimir Oxman.
Charles Bry. And then finally, Kanye West's favorite spaceman, who's getting a little scarier every day, Mr. Elon Musk with the chair coming into the ring. Wha-bam! So that's the mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who he is, and he's got all the billions of the dollars.
Yeah. When you got that many billions of dollars, nobody needs to know who you are.
You could disappear real easy. If you're like, I could buy a country.
You don't even need the billions of dollars. A percentage of that, a low percentage of that.
I'd take 1% of that.
Oh,
Just build a house.
Never see me again.
Get a white picket fence. get some cats.
A black spot on Google Maps or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Google Maps to be redacted.
Yeah, the one black spot. Yeah.
That's not suspicious. So, Charlie, what are you drinking there?
What are we drinking? What am I drinking?
What? Come on, what?
Boys, I know it's been a long break in between seasons, but I'm still drinking this Pilsner.
Are you from Saskatchewan?
Never not funny. Never not funny.
That's a good joke still.
Andy, what are you drinking?
I am drinking one of Charlie's favorites. In fact, this may have been in our inaugural episode, the Phillips Tiger Shark.
Hooray!
Yeah, so good. Phillips is excellent.
I love that.
Let me just read what she says on the Tiger Shark or Tiger-Shark. Sometimes breaking convention yield more delicious results, and this juicy beer is a pale, reimagined, bred to attack. The Palate Tiger Shark is a tropical alpha beast packed with passion fruit and citrus flavor without the bitter bite. You think a beer called Tiger Shark would have a bit of bite? You think? A little bit, right?
Yeah, but not as much bite as you would think, because sharks don't attack as much as you think they would.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what if it's a whale shark and it just, like, sucks on your leg?
But it's a tiger shark. And the fact is, on the can, it's actually a tiger with a shark's head. That thing's going to bite you.
Land shark.
Yeah, it's a land shark. Once again, the art on this thing, it belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
That's Phillips for you.
Greg, what are you drinking?
Drinking nothing. In French called nude A. Just kidding.
Oh my!
It's the nude tequila soda with pineapple juice. It's pretty tasty. I had to try it. It was on sale, unsweetened, low carbs for fat POS like me. It's awesome.
You're a slim, handsome man. Yeah. Are you wearing a Star Trek tunic?
No. Okay.
Doesn't it look like he is, Charlie? Like from the
shout out
shoulders
to a
down?
good friend of ours. I wouldn't say Charlie because you know him, but a good friend of Andrew and mine, Gavin. You know,
Gavin from the previous story?
I wanted to talk about him, but I just couldn't say it. No.
Oh, not
His
that
name's
Gavin. No, our buddy Gavin.
I'm wearing my MFC T-shirt, which is
Yes.
Motherwell Football Club in Scotland. So good, go Motherwell! Woo!
Go play the footballs.
Football.
Soccer, I believe it's called.
That's a good way to increase our listenership. Yeah. It's actually called soccer. Oh,
It starts a debate, man. That's how they get involved.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to take us to ad number uno.
Taproot publishes a weekly media roundup sharing the latest news, events, openings, and updates on media, public relations, and communications in Edmonton. It's curated by Linda Huang, a well-known communicator with experience in both journalism and communications, and host of Don't Call Me a Guru, a fellow member of the Alberta Podcast Network. Subscribe to Media Roundup for free at taprootedmonton.ca. That's taprootedmonton.ca.
And we're back. And Charlie, we have a what do we got here? We got a monster of the week with Charlie Scream.
We got a monster of the week.
Oh boy. Is it a tiger with a shark's head ready to bite people?
You know it's not.
A shark with a tiger's
We're all
head?
excited that that's what we're doing. But let me tell you, this hairy, upright walking, ape-like creature that lives in the wilderness and leaves big old footprints everywhere he goes. That's right, we're talking about the North American Sasquatch, a.k.a. Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Stories of an ape-like creature roaming the forests of North America have been around as long as Native American tribes have started living in certain areas. Their earliest appearances were referenced on cave paintings. The earliest written account was made in 1811 by David Thompson, who was mapping regions of Canada and the United States for the earliest incarnation of Google Maps, aka regular maps. While in Washington, Davy spoke with the local tribe of the Spokanes, who described a race of hairy giants living in the nearby mountains that would steal salmon and also people while they were sleeping.
Steal salmon, did you say?
Salmon.
Yeah, Salman Rushdie was just hanging out by the
Are
banks of the
you
beach and
pronouncing the-
man.
Salmon. Isn't
They
that
steal salmon.
salmon?
Okay.
Salmon, the fish that I cannot eat.
Salman Rushdie.
I could be wrong, but I think it's salmon. Salmon? Anyway, sorry. You were talking about salmon?
The term Sasquatch roughly translates to wild man and was first used in 1920 by British Columbian schoolteacher J.W. Burns.
Oh, I'm looking forward to doing a British accent here.
I don't really got one. Maybe later. Sorry. In California, there are century-old pictographs drawn by the Yokuts that appear to show a family of giant creatures with long, shaggy hair called Mayak Datot by the tribe. The image bears a resemblance to the commonly held vision of Bigfoot. Let's start talking about the sightings, if you will. Like first, there's the Ostman account. In 1924, Albert Ostman says that he was stolen in his sleep by a Sasquatch while he was searching for gold. He awoke to the feeling that someone was carrying him. Ostman claimed that when he woke up, he could see 8 feet tall Sasquatches with long arms and hairy body, except for the padded feet, which lacked hair. The Sasquatches appeared to live in a family, much like modern apes.
Sounds really nice.
It's a nice family unit.
Like a toy to play with.
That's right. In the summer of 1924, prospector Fred Beck and 4 others reportedly shared a similar encounter with a tribe of, quote, mountain devils in a Washington mountain range near Mount St. Helens, which is affectionately now known as Ape Canyon. You want to go down for do a bit of a hike into Ape Canyon?
No, thank you. Too many apes. I'd rather go to Apple Canyon, personally. That's
Fast forward to the fall of 1967. Bigfoot enthusiast Roger Patterson and his BFFF, which stands for Bigfoot Finding Friend, Robert Gimlin, set off on horseback to investigate claims of the creature roaming the nearby woods of Orleans, California, where footprints were supposedly found. Not far from Orleans, the two filmed what would become the most iconic footage of the Bigfoot that's ever been taken. The classic Sasquatch in the film has come to be known by most as Patty. Now, I got the old school, just in case, people don't know what it is, and then we're going to put it in the show notes. Have you guys seen this footage? You know what footage I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, the one where he's lumbering around.
The classic.
I love it. Yeah, we've seen this.
And just blurry.
Yeah. Well,
it's just blurry enough.
Shaking the camera.
There he goes.
There he is, just wandering around. He looks back, and then he wanders off into the woods.
He looks like a guy that was like a swimming pool and decided he had to go to a bathroom.
I just love that his name is Robert. I thought you said earlier Pattinson, and I'm like, like the new Batman?
Oh, come on. You had to find a way to shoehorn that in, I'm sure.
No, but when you said it earlier, but his name is Robert Patterson.
Oh, now he's walking backwards.
He's doing a moonwalk. I've never seen an animal do this before.
There's something cat-like about this where he's like, yeah, I'm walking by, I'm looking at you, no biggie, like, as you were.
Stop looking at me.
Yeah. But we should clarify Sasquatch is what we call it in Canada, I think. Are you going to touch on that, or?
Yeah, no, Sasquatch and Bigfoot it's predominantly the North America version of it. There's many different versions in different cultures.
Or like stink monkey or something like that.
Old Sasky. Mm-hmm. Squatch. We're squatching it. Straight squatching it. Back to the film, Patterson defended the authenticity of the footage all the way to his death.
Oh.
Still swears that he was never involved in any sort of hoax, and damn you for asking and thinking otherwise. The best form of evidence that we have of the Sasquatch are the tracks that they leave across North America. They're typically 15 to 17 inches long and about 30% wider than typical human footprints, unless, you're looking at Andrew's feet. I'm
not the one with clown feet here, Charlie. You, my friend.
It's just because he wears colored Converse doesn't make him a clown. Okay?
Charlie has a collection of clown shoes at his front door, and you're like, who is going skiing? Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to shame you, but yeah, okay. I apologize.
Wow.
Touched on a nerve.
Friends off, apparently.
There's a lot of airing of grievances in this.
Season 3 is going to be a lot more real.
Wow.
The first documented discovery of these feet prints was in the cold winter of 1811 in Alberta, Canada, when Thompson discovered a large set of footprints in the Rockies, impacted deep in the snow. Thompson was convinced that there was no way that the massive tracks he had found could possibly belong to a basic bear bitch.
So good.
In 1982, prints were discovered by the U.S. Forest Service in the state of Washington that appeared to possess dermal ridges, a.k.a. foot fingerprints, and sweat pores. The footprints were found similar to that of a primate. After much analysis, many researchers have concluded that these could not have been faked. Squatch footprints are still being discovered every day across North America. Like right now. Right now? And there's another one. And another one. They just keep on walking.
What?
And to close it out,
That's just what they'll do.
That's right.
Sasquatches will keep on walking. They'll just walk right over you.
And with a couple of Squatch fun facts, that there are more than 12 different types of Bigfoot inhabiting Appalachia, ranging from the more human-looking grassman to the vicious 8-foot-tall midnight whistler.
Oh, wow, the Midnight Whistler. What
Midnight Whistler.
70s classic rock band that is.
I would download that album,
Whistler?
no questions asked.
Forget Ram Jam. I'm going to see the Midnight Whistler show. Bigfoot goes by many names, including, but not limited to, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yowie, Skunk Ape, Yayali, Mountain Devils, Furry Forest Friends, and Patty. One suggested reason for the lack of evidence of Bigfoot's existence is the idea that these creatures bury their dead. There have been several reports of the discovery of Bigfoot burial grounds over the years, and while most come from less than reputable sources, it would perhaps explain why no one's ever stumbled across a Bigfoot carcass in the wild. All right, back to you, Andy.
Okay, well, that's going to take us to subject number 3. I think we're doing this out of the order of the original table of contents, but that's fine. Does the KKK run Snapple?
Delicious and refreshing Snapple sodas. Snapples, nap.
So, do you guys remember the 90s? I know, Greg, you were born a little
I was there, but I don't remember it.
Right, okay. Yeah. That's what they say, man. If you were there, you wouldn't. If you remember
my God, I was there.
Yeah. So maybe this is more for Charlie here. Do you remember hypercolor shirts?
I long for them every single day.
Do you remember silk boxer shorts with Looney Tunes characters on them?
Of course, Tasmanian.
Oh, do you remember wearing, and this is an odd one, and I've never understood it, but wearing American basketball jackets, like people wearing like Charlotte Hornets jackets, like, oh, check it out. And we're like,
Chicago Bulls, Charlotte Hornets.
Chicago Bulls, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
Couldn't
Come on,
name
guys.
a single player on
You
the
had
team.
the Raptors, the Raptors. Come on, boys. You had two teams to pick from.
Every comic book character had big guns, lots of pockets, super extreme. You know, it was the age of extreme blue. This tastes like extreme blue.
In your face hole.
Yeah. No Fear t-shirt. And, of course, the junior high classic, full of sugar, bad for your teeth, tasted like crap, Snapple. You like Snapple?
He was all right.
Okay, all right. I don't like sugary drinks. I'm not a yeah.
Nostalgia runs strong with this one.
So, in 1992, it's the bubbles, man. I hate to sound like an old man, but when I drink pop or whatever, I'm like, the bubbles are burning my mouth. So it's just, yeah. In 1992, Greg would have been not yet born.
I was one.
A rumor began to circle, and this made its way all the way up to northern Alberta, that Snapple were owned in part by the Ku Klux Klan, and you could tell because of the art on the label. So there's a ship that was clearly visible, and it has the letter K on the side, just one. And supporters of this theory claim that the ship was one that would have been used in the slave trade, and the single K meant, of course, Ku Klux Klan.
Just boiled it down to 1K.
Yeah, just the 1K, but they're like, oh, that's how they get you.
Times that by 3.
Yep, that's right. And sometimes it was in a circle. They're like, well, a circle always means 3.
Circle K, yeah.
That's
360,
what,
yeah.
They're searching for it. And supporters also said that upon closer examination, you could see black men tied to the deck of the ship, and the people in signature white hoods of the KKK lurking about. So I'm just going to share. Okay, so can you guys see this here? Whoopsie.
You seeing the raspberry flavored iced tea label?
Yeah, so that's the Snapple, the classic raspberry flavored iced tea.
And we have a lot of people in the background.
Yeah, so you can see a ship, you can see people. Some of them are like wearing old school pirate hats, and there are definitely black people in here. And then if you look really closely, see where my cursor is circling right now? So in that little tiny circle is the single letter K.
Oh yeah,
is that supposed to be that black dot?
That little black dot.
Yeah.
If you
Is
get
the letter
super
K.
close, is the letter K, and I couldn't find a...
Yeah, I get it. I see it.
Yeah.
I see a dot, is what I will say.
It's a tiny little letter K, so it's like they're sneaking it in there. Snapple initially didn't reply to these rumors as they were hoping it would just kind of like fade away. But years went by, the rumors constantly kept dogging them. And then there was this little thing called the internet that just blew their business right up. So eventually Snapple was forced to reply. They pointed out it was a picture from the Boston Tea Party. And I think it was an engraving, actually. And the K, that little tiny K, is a symbol that is frequently used on a number of food and drink items to indicate kosher designations. So it's like Snapple is kosher friendly. It's sure. You can, yeah. Later designs of the label included an explanation of the K label, so it'd be like K, and then like underneath it, this isn't anything to do with white supremacy. This is kosher friendly. Yeah, and ultimately the ship was dropped from the design altogether. So that was that part that I didn't want to show you guys right off the bat. But this is maybe, since Greg was born in the early 2000s, this is more of his Snapple that you're used to. Yeah, here. So this looks foreign to me. This is not the Snapple that I was birthed upon.
Yeah, I remember the older one better.
Yeah.
I remember when they used to fall backwards into pools. They never looked at the label. They just opened up the bottle and they fell backwards because it was refreshing.
Oh, right, they did. They had those weird...
He's talking about.
Wow, that's a deep cut, man. They had ads where they would like drink and like fall off a diving board without looking, which is really dangerous. Like,
yeah, but when you
there was a pool.
Like, Gavin, there's no water in the pool. Oh, I'm drinking a Snapple. It's fun.
Obviously, there was water in the pool. It was supposed to be refreshing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The company was never able to figure out who started the rumors, but it has been speculated that their sponsorship of so Snapple for a brief time were sponsoring TV and radio conservative personality Rush Limbaugh. So they were like, "You're supporting Rush Limbaugh, you must be sponsored by the KKK." Yeah, that's
was
the theory.
Rush Limbaugh KKK?
No, Rush Limbaugh is like a conservative
Radio host personality.
He was a TV radio guy at one point. More of a radio guy now. He's got more of a face for radio. I'm not trying to shame him, but
he just got old.
Anywho, that's going to take us to that's Snapple. Yep. Yay. And that's going to take us to ad number 2.
Delicious. This episode is brought to you by Park Power, a provider of electricity and natural gas in Alberta that offers low rates, awesome service, and profit sharing with local charities. In Alberta, you get to choose who you buy your energy from. If you switch retailers, nothing changes about the delivery of electricity or natural gas to your home or business. If you have an existing contract, you're going to want to find out the terms for leaving. If you don't, then it's even easier to sign up for Park Power. The choice is yours, and there's a better deal available to you. Learn more at parkpower.ca. That's parkpower.ca.
We are back. Now, for Season 3, I briefly broached this subject with Charles the other day, and see, one of the things we have to share about our friend Charlie, and we've touched upon able shaming a few times in this episode. Charlie, would you care to share a little bit of sort of the rich broth that makes up who we know as Charlie, and explain how your taste and smell and your 6th or 7th senses may be compromised? Do you want to give us a little bit of a deep cut into what makes you...
What you are getting at is the fact that I am smell blind.
You're smell blind.
Smell blind.
Right. Or smell deaf, as we've said. Either way.
That's good, too. Yeah.
But he's hearing capable.
His hearing is better. He's like Daredevil.
That's right. I can close my eyes. I can hear everything.
What?
And some people think that gives me a worse sense of taste, but I mean, I've got impeccable taste, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, but this is the thing. So the theory is that if they say that the olfactory bulb is connected in the brain. So if you are smell blind, then you must be taste. And
I can taste things.
You say that you can taste things. You just can't smell anything.
That's true.
Yeah, and this runs against science if you believe in science. No. Yeah. I know.
I like that was the knee-jerk reaction, was both and no.
Okay.
No.
I don't know any otherwise. Maybe if I did have a sense of smell, I would have a better sense of taste, but not having one, ever that I know of, that I can remember. Anyways, the Snapple just tastes like Snapple. What are we testing?
Alrighty, this will seem a little anticlimactic given the disgusting elements of last season's experiment, where we tested what would decompose the fastest, a McDonald's hamburger and fries, that was my choice, a Little Debbie Swiss roll, that was Charlie's choice, and an apple from 7-Eleven, that was Greg's choice.
Irradiated apple.
The irradiated apple. I was out right off the bat. We don't know how that happened. And then it was a neck and neck race for a couple months, and ultimately the Little Debbie Swiss roll won. And that gave Charlie his second bottle of Greg's breakup whiskey, which is just heartbreaking. When he won for a rigged rib contest. We're not going to talk about that. Now, what we
that was legit.
You can't.
I'll give it to him.
When you're your own
I'll
judge.
Give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Himself
That was
fives
legit.
across. Anyways, what we were going to discuss, or what we're going to test this season, is whether or not we can actually taste colors. So, can you taste the rainbow?
So basically, you're trying to stack this against me. Is that what you're doing?
I just want to, give someone else a chance.
Third time.
Yeah, third time's the charm. Taking you down, Bitterscombe. Now,
Spider-Man.
there are exceptions to this rule, but I personally find the theory. People are like, green Skittles taste better than red Skittles, and I don't like yellow tortilla chips, but I like the blue ones. So every time I hear that, I'm like, they all taste the same. Just shut your mouth. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have an ongoing segment here, maybe like 4 installments, 4 or 5, where the three of us, and we're doing this online, so we're gonna have to. We will try different things and see if we can actually tell which is which. We'll keep track of our scores, and the winner might get some booze or something. Okay, so I guess we're going for another bottle of Greg's breakup whiskey here. Okay.
God,
now,
boys, why do we have to keep bringing up the fucking breakup?
Sorry about that.
Seriously. It's been years now. Years. And you just
I apologize.
You want to keep pulling at it.
No, I
you
do
want to just
apologize.
no, that's fine. You just want to keep, tugging at that heartstring.
Just
no
hurting
problem.
you.
No problem.
Now
It's a good bourbon. I'm gonna win it this season.
It's so good. It's so, and I'm gonna win this season. So that's
It's on.
Okay, now I've got 3 M&Ms, blue, red, and yellow. Charlie and Greg, would you guys say that a blue M&M tastes different than a red M&M?
No, that's absurd.
Do you think they taste different?
No.
I'm going to put a blindfold on, and I'm going to eat one of these.
Do we have to describe the color to you?
Okay.
Or?
No, we will see it, but he won't know.
Oh,
And you'll see, and I'll say, that was a yellow one.
And he's going to
And you guys will know. Okay? And for everyone I get correct, I get 50 Imperial credits. I'll keep score. Okay. All right.
I'll keep score, he says.
Sounds pretty,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to sit around your...
I don't trust this.
What, are you saying I have a big bison head? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
No.
So I got my first one here.
Okay.
Can you guys see it?
Yep.
The color.
You see the color?
You want to know what it is?
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
Tastes like an M&M. I'm gonna say that was red. Okay.
Do you want?
And don't
Do
tell you.
you want to know, or do we just like?
No.
pretend
And tell me at the end if I got them right.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see what color this is?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna eat this one.
Okay.
Tastes the exact same.
So you're gonna say
I got 1 and 3. I'll say it was blue.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
I got my last one here. Tastes the exact same as the other two. There's no difference in flavor whatsoever.
What color is it?
We'll say that was the yellow one. So it was red, blue, yellow. Okay, can I take blindfold off? You guys are good?
Yep.
Yes. You've eaten all the
Okay.
things.
Did I get any of those right?
Nope.
No. What?
I know it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
You are off by 1 every time, I think.
Yeah. He would actually say it out loud and then pick the other option.
Okay, so our first round is a bit of a backfire on me. I'm at 0 points. Okay. So next time we come back to this, which won't be until like the 3rd or 4th episode, we'll get either Charlie or Greg. I was thinking we'd try Fruit Loops because they do not taste different. It's all the same flavor, and it's just our eyes tricking us.
That sounds like an opinion, Andrew, and one we can't give until we try it.
We're gonna test this.
We'll figure it out. We'll come up with some samples.
Okay, well I'm at 0 points then for what are we testing? Wow, that's not how I thought that was gonna.
Is this like golf where you want the lowest score?
No, you want the high score.
Oh, okay.
And I was being awfully braggadocious earlier, so. Well, pop open a can of Spam and slap some on my plate, you saucy laddie. Wasn't that a triage of rainbows and goodness? Yes, sir, it was. We really do appreciate you stopping by. And please feel free to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbor, tell your foes. Spread the good word like cryptocurrency across the dark web.
Make it rain.
You can check out all of our past casts and social media stuff at it'saconspiracypodcast.com. And we will be back on September 17th with episode 2. You can join us like friends making macaroni art together. Won't that be fun? Thanks for listening and take care.
Bye.
I can't smell anything.
You can't smell anything.
I think I lost my sense of smell.
You gone smell blind, son.